Hi, everybody.
Hi, we'll start this over again. Sorry we're late. I thought I was live. A little bit of technical difficulties. Anyways, this is Paul and Alexis Tidwell. We are One Vision distributors, and welcome to the call today. We're coming to you live from the Sonoran Desert here in Arizona, and it's very hot here. It has been. Alexis and I have been in the wellness industry for over a combined 50 years. Thanks for the thumbs up, guys. Making sure that our live feed's coming through okay, and I see that we're live. So I apologize for that. I'm still getting used to all this high-tech stuff at my age. But anyways, we're going to spend the next half hour or so talking about oxidative stress and this fabulous product that One Vision has called Amazon PowrBlend. It really is our flagship product. It's our anchor product when it comes to core health. And really, there's so much information. Amazon PowrBlend gets talked about a lot, and a half hour just really isn't enough time to do it justice. So in the future, we're going to break this down into subunits or subcomponents, and we're going to break it down a little bit more and talk about that. But for right now, we're just going to do a general overview. We do talk a lot about the Amazon PowrBlend, but we don't. Some of us may not understand what oxidative stress is and what free radicals are and the damage that can cause in the body. We're going to cover that over the next 10 to 15 minutes, and then we'll discuss Amazon PowrBlend, and then we'll take questions and so forth from there. So.
I also want to welcome you. I'm super excited to be here. My passion is in the health and wellness industry, and my sole purpose in life is to help people. I just want everybody out there to know that if you have any questions, please feel free to ask while we are live here. And then after the call, if you want to message us on Facebook, we would be more than happy to answer your questions. And I just also want to say that Paul and I are in a very unique position here because we get to learn more about these products, and it forces us to learn more about these products because we have to share them with you guys, and it just helps us become so much more impressed with what Bruce and what Dr. Sanderson and with all of the other people that have developed these products. It's just very impressive. But first of all, I need to do an FDA disclaimer and just say that these statements have not been evaluated by the FDA, and we do not claim to prevent, cure, or treat any diseases. So with that being said, last week we talked about the Balance Prebiotic Drink. Now this is a wonderful drink with resupplying your gut with friendly bacteria. However, we did not talk about the best way to go about taking it. So I just wanted to cover that for a few minutes, and then we will get into the Amazon PowrBlend. Most people do great on a packet a day. This is a packet, and you just stir it into a glass and drink it. However, some people, well, actually everybody will experience, most people are going to experience a little bit of gas. And that's a really good thing because that means that it's going into your gut, it's multiplying those microorganisms, and the prebiotic is feeding that probiotic and causing gas. And for most people, that's a really, really positive result, a really good thing, and that will usually go away in about 3 or 4 days. However, for some people, this can be a little bit uncomfortable, and if that's you, then I suggest that you just break it in half, do half a packet one day, do half a packet the next day. And especially people with gastrointestinal issues, their gut is already inflamed. And so when you introduce something like this and those microorganisms start replicating and start multiplying, they are going to be even more uncomfortable than the average person. And so if you know somebody with any kind of gastrointestinal issues, I would suggest that they start off with half a pack. And if that makes them uncomfortable, then maybe they even go to a third of the pack. The ironic thing is, you guys, even though it makes them feel uncomfortable, they need this. This is the only thing, the prebiotic, the probiotics, that's the only thing that's really going to get them healthy, get them past those gastrointestinal issues. So it's just so very important. Let's see. And then just to end with that, I know I sound like a broken record, but people with gastrointestinal issues should not be eating sugar. There's a lot of other things they shouldn't be doing, but sugar is really a priority. And then once they get better, I like to think about the 80-20 rule. It's what you do 80% of the time, not what you do 20% of the time. So once you get over that hump, you can do sugar once in a while, just not over the time. There's something that I like to think about. It's sometimes eating sugar, going out for a treat can be like a ritual, but it does, that overindulgence that people do day after day, that kind of stuff is really, really bad. So just in closing, over time, the balance is going to really help people with gastrointestinal issues. You just need to take it slow, and the balance is really, really good for everybody. So with that being said, I'm going to let Paul talk about the Amazon PowrBlend.
Thanks, Alexis. And we will do more follow-up trainings on the balance in the future. We'll circle back to that here in a few weeks. So anyways, I appreciate that, Alexis, and that's very, very important to take heed and take note of what she just said there. So Amazon PowrBlend, I can't say enough about this product. And like I said, I've got notes here to keep me on point because I can ramble sometimes because of my excitement. So anyways, it does get a lot of attention for very, very good reason. It has many, many health benefits. It's a very, very powerful antioxidant. But before we talk about that, let's just discuss free radical damage, oxidative stress, the effects of oxidative stress in the body, what some of the markers are and what to look out for. Because sometimes you can confuse this with other things that are taking place in the body as well. And then we'll circle back and we'll discuss how to combat the oxidative stress on a daily basis. So what are free radicals? What is all this talk about free radicals? I'm just going to go straight to the Webster's description of that. Free radicals are basically little particles or molecules in the body that are very highly reactive and short-lived. They're missing an electron. And now I'm not a chemist, but I do understand basic chemistry. We all had chemistry in school. Some of us paid more attention than others. I was one that didn't pay a lot of attention, but I do know that atoms, that electrons like to be in pairs, and anytime it's missing electron in the body, it's always searching for one, and that's a free radical, and they can wreak havoc in the body at the cellular level and really, really upset the metabolism. And most people just don't understand that process in the body, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. So basically just having an unpaired valence electron, it's looking for another one. So oxidative stress, now this oxidation or oxidation happens as our bodies metabolize oxygen. We all breathe oxygen every day, and it's a natural process of that. So this process also produces free radicals in the body, and which interact with other molecules within our body, and they can result in damaging the cells and damaging the organs of the body, the mitochondria and the DNA. If you want to get more specific. Which are our genes. So free radicals are normal, they're necessary, and in some, to some degree, they help strengthen the immune system. But it's really when you have an imbalance of free radicals versus the free radical scavengers that you start having problems in the body. So oxidation happens when our cells use glucose or blood sugar for energy. And it's a natural process. When the immune system is fighting disease or discomfort or bacteria or infections of some sort, that causes free radical damage as well. And then also, when we come into contact with environmental toxins and pollutants, and even more specifically the food that we eat, petrochemicals, things like food colorings and dyes, artificial sweeteners, they all cause free radical damage in the body. Out here in Arizona, we have a lot of sunshine, not unlike other states, but especially this time of year when you're outside, that can be a good thing if you're outside for a short period of time. But over time, that free radical damage, the UV light that comes from the sun, can cause a lot of free radical damage to the skin, and it can age the skin more rapidly than normal. So, anyways. Free radical damage also increases when we're under a lot of stress, physically and emotionally. So just be aware of that. Like I said, it happens when the amount of free radicals exceed the amount of antioxidants. So anyways, some of the signs of oxidative stress are fatigue. It's associated with chronic fatigue syndrome, Epstein-Barr, mood swings, depression, headaches, sensitivity to light, things like that. The higher risk of infections are, when your system's compromised like that, you have a higher risk for infection and disease. And none of us want to be dealing with that. So there are basically two ways to reduce oxidative stress in the body and avoid exposure to unnecessary oxidation and increase your antioxidants are two of them. Alexis is going to speak a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so like you said, there's two ways to decrease oxidation. Basically, you just need to try to stay away from things that are going to give you free radical damage. And I know that's hard to do, but I'm just going to go through a few of them. So you want to reduce exposure to sugar. That's a huge one, you guys. Like he was talking about infection, find a way to prevent infection. Keep yourself healthy. The Amazon PowrBlend can be a wonderful addition to keeping you healthy. You may want to, take vitamin C. If you feel like you're coming down with something, you may want to take more vitamin C, take more Amazon PowrBlend, but have a plan of action. We currently also work for a company called American Biotech Labs. They have a silver product, very good for the immune system. If we start getting a sore throat or something, we do the silver. So we have a plan of action to get ourselves from getting sick. Allow time for daily stress remedies. For me, I love to exercise and I love to do yoga. I just started doing yoga for about 1.5 years now, and it's definitely a new love of mine. I absolutely love it. Really helps to break down that fascial tissue that gets really tight, and when that gets tight, it can cause free radical damage, and so it's a wonderful thing to do, especially on a daily basis or maybe even a couple of times a week. Other great ideas are taking your dog for a walk, getting out in nature, watching a funny show, doing something creative like painting, meditation. There's just so many different options out there. And Paul touched on avoiding toxins, so you need to really try to avoid drinking chlorinated and fluoridated water. And even the water that you bathe in, has chlorine and fluoride in it, which is really hard to get away from, especially if you like to go swimming. So I'm not saying that that it's possible to avoid all of these things, but you need to try to avoid as many of them as you can. Another thing is just to avoid cigarette smoke, eat healthy, avoid unnatural air fresheners, exhaust, perfumes, plastic, and again, we live in an amazing, beautiful world, but it can also be a very toxic world, and so it's virtually impossible to do everything right, and so that's why God invented antioxidants, and Paul's going to talk about a great one.
Alexis, and that's a great point. It's absolutely impossible to avoid free radical damage in the body. It's natural, and depending on your geographic location, or your work environment, sometimes you're exposed to more free radicals than other people are because of that. So there's a lot of information on there that supports what we're saying. I would challenge you just to do your research and become a little bit more familiar with that, and then have an action plan or a plan of attack on how to combat that through exercise, obviously through healthy living, and then some great products like the one we're going to talk about here. So we've talked a little bit about oxidative stress, what free radicals are. So what is an antioxidant? Two of the biggest antioxidants out there are vitamin A and vitamin C, but Webster's description of an antioxidant is a substance that inhibits oxidation in the body, especially when used to counteract the deterioration of stored food products. So there are a lot of food particles in your gut, things like that, depending on what you're eating, depending on what your intestinal health is like. And as that metabolic process takes place in the body, it's giving off causes free radical damage. And that can get out of control if you're not careful. A substance such as vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamin A that remove potentially damaging oxidizing agents in a living organism. So that's what Webster's says that is. So there's kind of another, a yardstick, if you will, for lack of a better term, but there's a scale that's used that was developed at Tufts University by Brunswick, and I can't remember, thinking back in the 90s, but basically what that is a yardstick or a measuring device called the ORAC scale, and that stands for Oxygen Radical Absorption Capacity. And I'm going to let Alexis talk a little bit about that, and she's going to talk a little bit about some of the other products that are in the marketplace and how they compare to Amazon PowrBlend, which literally is the king of all of them. So.
Okay, so like you said, it's a yardstick, and our Amazon PowrBlend, right here on the label, you will see, I should probably show this one, it's 20,000, ORAC, 20,750 on the ORAC scale, and that is talking about 2 packets, okay? So, of course, the recommendation dose on this is to do 2 packets a day. I usually start the day out with one of these packets, and then I like to have another one about 3 o'clock. I don't like to have it late for me personally because it keeps me awake.
We'll talk about why that happens too.
Yeah. So what I did is I got on the internet and I looked at all of the other products out there because I wanted to know what the ORAC scale was on all of these other products. And I know of some multi-level companies that make some antioxidant blends. Pretty familiar with them, so I went and researched to find out, you know, what their ORAC scale was like. And basically what I found out was a lot of them are liquid. And this one particular one that is very, very, very popular, in order to get the same ORAC rating of 2 packets of our Amazon PowrBlend, you would have to drink half a bottle of this particular product. And this particular product costs about $40 a bottle. So we're talking $20 a day. These run about $1.68 for each packet. So I guess that comes out to what,
It's about $3.30, right around there,
per
roughly.
day. You know, and honestly, guys, if you think about that, that is really nothing when you think about what people spend on, say, nectar juice or Starbucks or
juicing,
other daily habits. Yeah, I'd love to talk about juicing. My husband used to be really, really into juicing, and so that's why we made that little video the other day because I thought it was hilarious. Just wanted to get a little bit of comedy relief. But yeah, we used to spend a ton of money on produce. And then he bought this omega-3 juicer, which was pretty expensive. And then he would, you know...
It's for sale, by the way.
He would prepare all this stuff, which took a lot of time, and then he would juice it. And I would look at all that fiber coming out of the juicer and be like, I think I'm going to eat a little bit of that fiber because I am just that personality. I don't like to waste anything.
She'll put it in the blender and blend it up and drink it, you guys.
And I'm just like, wow, look at all that waste. So then he would drink the juice, and... You know, of course, I went on the internet to try to figure out what that was all about and discovered that a lot of the nutrition gets pulled out of the juice when you juice it. Plus, there's so much sugar, you guys. A typical glass of juice can have 50 grams of sugar, just depending, and especially if you're juicing fruit. If I was going to drink any juice in the world, it would be wheatgrass juice, celery, kale, something like that, because it's just not going to have a lot of sugar in it. And I don't care if you're talking natural sugar or unnatural sugar. If you're eating sugar without fiber, it's not a good idea. Even natural sugars. And then, well, I already covered the cost, but if all of that produce is expensive, and like I said, it's extremely time consuming, and it's just amazing how easy it is just to grab one of these packets, rip it open, get a lot of antioxidants. I mean, we're talking 10,000, what would that be, 10,325, I think, antioxidants per packet. That's just incredible. You could not, it would be impossible to go into your kitchen, grab your juicer, grab some camu, some kupuasu, some acai, and all the other fruits that are in this, juice some, and then add a little bit of epicor on top, and get what you can get out of this packet in that amount of time and for that amount of price.
You guys, it's not even cost effective. You would have grocery carts full of produce and vegetables. It would be astronomically priced. And trust me, I went through this gig for about a month and a half where I was juicing almost on a daily basis and then storing the juice in the fridge. And looking back at that now, and I'm not completely against that, don't get me wrong. I know there's people out there right now watching that juice. But for me personally, it just became way too time consuming. And when I started to look at the cost, especially since this amazing product came around, when I say that I'm going to sell my Omega juicer, I'm seriously going to put it on eBay or Amazon and just get rid of it.
We just
I don't need it anymore.
And the other thing I want to say that I failed to mention is this packet has 1.5 grams of sugar in it. You guys, that's incredible for how much nutrition that you're getting out of here. It's just like I said, it's just mind-boggling to think that anybody can take this. Diabetics can take this because it just doesn't have any sugar. It's amazing. I don't even know how they made it. So anyway, with that being said, I think that's it. I think that's all I wanted to say.
So we've been talking a little bit about Amazon PowrBlend, and so what is this exactly? It's a supercharged, and I underscore that word, supercharged antioxidant formula that's anchored by 3 amazing superfruits. Now, there's a total of 9 of those in here. I'm not going to get into, or 12 of those. I'm not going to get into the other 9 specifically, but I do want to spend some time talking about acai, camu, and kupuasu. And folks, earlier in this, in this training, I talked about how we could break this down into its subcomponents and literally have an hour-long class on each one of these, which we could. So, I'm just going to consider, let's just off the cuff, I'm just going to call this a movie, and it's a movie called Amazon PowrBlend. And there's a cast of characters that's in this movie, and there's 3 of them literally that are up for nominations for an Oscar. And we're going to talk about those right now. And I'm telling you what, Amazon PowrBlend gets the Academy Award in this category. I've never seen anything like it. I'm a research geek when it comes to this. I spend all my spare time doing research on our competition. I don't even like to call them competition, but in the world that I live in the wellness industry, I'm a salesperson. And I've always made it a point to know my competition and what they're up to, and so that I can, explain the attributes of the products that I represent compared to the others. And that's what I'm going to do right here. So acai, just know that it's got 10 times more antioxidants than red grapes. Now, most of us have heard how red grapes, there's a phytonutrient or polyphenols that come from that called resveratrol, and it's very popular out in the marketplace right now, and it's a very, very good antioxidant, rightfully speaking. And the acai, we could go into a lot of that, but it helps support immune function and regulates blood sugar. So those that are suffering from problems related to low or high blood sugar, this is a very good modulator for that. Camu has more vitamin C than any other food, and vitamin C is a very, very powerful antioxidant. There's no wonder why, when you combine these, that they're very, very powerful. And folks, this is a functional food. We talked a little bit about that last week, where the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. And like I said, there's a cast of characters in this amazing product that have a very synergistic effect on the body, and that's what this is doing. More vitamin C than any other food, strengthens the immune system. It's extremely high in antioxidants, has a lot of anti-inflammatory properties and benefits, helps enhance the mood, supports the function of the central nervous system, and that's one of the reasons why it's a mood modulator. It also shows antiviral properties as well, which is really, really cool, and helps regulate blood sugar also. Now, The Oscar winner, really, in my opinion, goes to Kupuwasu. OCI is big time mainstream. There's a lot of talk about it. It's gotten a lot of the attention over the past decade, probably the past 15 to 20 years, as far as I know. And guys, there's a new superhero on the block, and it's Kupuwasu, in my opinion. In the Amazon, it's known as pharmacy and a fruit. And if you really take your time to do your due diligence and do some research on Kupuwasu, you'll understand why. It's extremely rich in polyphenols. Polyphenols are very, very highly powered, supercharged antioxidants. And it's loaded with vitamin A, C, B1, B2, and B3. The A and C are powerful antioxidants, but your B vitamins help support the immune system and help support immune function also. So that's very, very important. And when you combine these products, it does help support an overall strong, healthy immune system. Helps with your skin. Highly anti-inflammatory. It helps with cognitive function, which is brain power, memory, things like that. And it helps support cardiovascular health. Helps support cardiovascular health and regulates cholesterol. And I find it, it's very interesting that the local people there, where this fruit is grown for literally for decades, if not centuries, have been using this to help reduce the discomfort with childbirth with the local people. And the list just goes on and on and on. And so, again, I challenge you to do your research on that, understand what these powerful fruits are doing and how they have a synergistic effect in the body. And we're not even spending any time really talking about the strawberry and the pomegranate and the grapes and the papaya and the other banana and apple and the other things that are in here that all add their micronutrients to this amazing product as well. And they all play their role. They play a very special role in that cast of characters in this production called Amazon PowrBlend. And I really want to spend a little bit of time and talk about the next ingredient that's in here, and it's really the unsung hero, you guys. And Charlie and Dan, I know you guys are watching, and I know you've posted some great information on Epicor. You guys, this is the little engine that can. And this honestly is what I feel really, really sets this product. I don't think it sets it apart, because the three superfruits combined really separate it from everything else that's out there in the marketplace. But the Epicor is amazing. It's a product that was discovered almost by accident, and it's produced by a company called Embria. And there's a website that you can go to called epicorimmune.com. Get on that website, you guys, and do your research. I'm a science guy. I like to know that I like to see the proof in the pudding. It's one thing to use a product and understand that it's working really well for me, but I want to understand what it's doing at the cellular level to help support my metabolism. And I could sit there all day long and do nothing but sit and research this amazing ingredient called Epicor. It's one of the very few products that are FDA registered as an immune system balancer. It's patented and manufactured by Embria. There's a ton of science behind this. There's very few other companies that are actually using this ingredient right now in their formulas, and you can find a few of those online. And it really surprises me that that's not always going to be the case. With as powerful as this product is, I know that it's going to get a lot more attention, and you're going to find it more readily available in the marketplace. So one of the things that I really love about this is it increases your NK cells, that stands for natural killer. And those cells are actually your leukocytes, or your white blood cells. And that's very, very important when it comes to fighting off disease and infections. And it helps to maintain an immune defense, and supports it actually supports digestive health as well, and cognitive function. There's a whole list of things that this product does, and I don't think it gets enough attention. I really don't. It's a very, very special ingredient, and I'm very proud of of one vision for running into this or discovering this, or the scientists that were behind this, and Todd and his great group of R&D people, and Dr. Sanderson for adding that product to Amazon PowrBlend. It really, really is a special ingredient. And you know, you guys, I've got the internet's full of testimonies. I've got to tell you, and I get a little bit emotional, but about 3 months ago, I was in a bad way. I was relatively healthy, you know, I thought, and but from years and years of bodybuilding and powerlifting, my back was a mess. I've been suffering for 15 years with sciatic pain, and literally after using this product for about a month, and I apologize, you guys, I'm the emotional guy. I guess it's from having a house full of estrogen. Even my 2 dogs are females, so. But it's so exciting. I don't suffer from back pain anymore, and I eliminated a lot of other things from my diet that I was doing because I really wanted to give this a fair shot and a chance to work and see what it was doing. And it is my miracle product, and it's why I'm so passionate about this product. And just it is a champion in my book, and it's just been a godsend to me. And a few of my close friends that are using it that are in great shape, some UFC guys and some MMA fighters that have put their body literally through hell, and suffer from back pain and muscle and joint pain, you know, from years and years and years of subjecting their bodies to just intense training, and more so than what I've done. And to hear guys like Johnny, Alexis, that's been suffering like me for the past 2 decades from you know, injuries, and his pain went away in just a couple of weeks. And this is a guy that sees his chiropractor out in West Phoenix on a weekly basis. And I could go on and on and on. Alexis has her own, you know, her own little testimony that she'll share with you right now.
Yeah. So I mean, like Paul said, there's so many on the internet, and it's just amazing. I mean, you get really you get very touched by reading these testimonies. I'm not going to cry. My testimony isn't as profound, but I just want you to all to know that I do have a testimony. I've had injuries that I've suffered from for years. Namely, I've had a shoulder injury, I've had a hip injury, and I've had plantar fasciitis. And it's all due to working out, pushing my body a little bit too hard. I know that, and I try to take a break, and, you know, it'll get a little bit better. But gosh, you know, it's just always there, and it's not anymore. After taking the Amazon PowrBlend for about a month, it completely went away. And the other testimony I really want to share, because this is really, really, I just kind of took me back, is that you know, I work out. I'm very consistent with my workouts, and whenever I take a vacation, go away for a week, and come back to my hard workouts, I suffer for the next 2 or 3 days because I am so sore. And I recently took about 10 days away from the gym. I walked and did other things, but of course not the same as going to the gym. And I came back, did my hard workout, and I wasn't sore, and it was unbelievable to me. Usually after something like that, you know, I can't even walk up my stairs. It's just crazy. So anyway, that's my testimony. Did you want to say anything else? You know,
I've got a list of other testimonies in front of me, and I could read those, yeah. and I'm not going to do that. We'll do that at another time. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of them out there. And, you know, Alexis and I thank you for sharing these with us. It just edifies the fact that this is just such an amazing product. And you guys, again, most of you don't know who we are. We've spent our entire adult lives in this industry, in the wellness, in the health and natural food channel. And we're exposed to everything out there. Antioxidants are not new. They're not new to the game. They've been on Dr. Oz. They've been on Oprah Winfrey. You know, there's been a lot of talk about all these different products, and a lot of hype literally over some of these products. But where the rubber hits the road with this is when you start comparing the benefits in this product, and it's pennies compared to some of the other things that are out there, which is an amazing story on its own. There's just really nothing else like it. The fact that it's in a packet, and you don't have to carry a bottle around with you. I've had that happen to me where packets have broken and the liquid's soiled my white clothes, and it's, you know, once that stains there, it's almost impossible to get out. So just it's ingenious, and you can
so convenient.
You can take this to Costa Rica, like Alexis was just there, and where I just came back from, you know, on a small outing with Bruce, and this is just Bruce Davis, the CEO of our company, and it's ingenious that they decided to put this in a little freeze-dried packet, and it is literally one of the most powerful things I've ever seen.
I've accidentally washed this, and it didn't even affect it. The powder was still dry, and I used it. And just want you guys to think about something. Wonder Woman is from the Amazon, and so is the Kupuasu and the Camu Camu and the Acai. These are three, you know, powerful superfruits from the Amazon, and maybe there's a correlation there. Maybe that's why we're starting to feel like Wonder Woman and Superman. So we probably should go over our other products just really, really fast since we're running out of time.
So quickly, and then if you have questions, Alexis and I will be on the lookout for any questions that you might have. Please message us through Facebook or share your vision. We'll circle back with you. If we don't have an answer, we'll find an answer for you, and it'll be a legitimate answer, trust me. Next week, we're going to spend some time, and we're going to talk about these three amazing products, the Ignite, the Revive, and the Revive Hardcore. They are, I call them my little metabolic spark plugs. They're my best friend when I need energy, and they've really helped me on my quest to dump 35 pounds, approaching 40 pounds over the past 3 months. That's a story for another day. We will also talk about the Amavita. I'm learning a lot more about this fantastic line of products, and I think we need to, as a company, spend a little bit more time and more focus on these. On Mel talking about this stuff. I've just
been researching a little bit. This one's got something called, I think it's called citrulline or something like that, which is really amazing for the skin. This one's got milk peptide in it. Really great for reducing fine lines and wrinkles, and we're gonna do our homework and really research those products and find out more about them. I've been using them. I love the way the cleanser smells, and I love how soft that the anti-serum and the moisturizer makes my skin feel. Just super excited about them. They last me way longer. I mean, they look like fairly small bottles, but they last way longer than I think they should, and so that's wonderful.
And then I just want to add to that. So with my other job, we are members of A4M, which is an anti-aging community. We take our products to day spa shows in Vegas and in Florida, to the two big states here in the country. Vegas, a city, obviously, in Nevada. That industry is huge, and these products, again, like our other products, and I tip my hat to Bruce and the team at One Vision for coming up with boutique products that are very, very affordable. When I compare these to the price of other products in the marketplace, I'm floored. It's not typical, folks, for a direct selling company to have products that are this healthy and that have this many attributes at the price point that they're in. And I every time I'm on the phone with Bruce Davis, I talk about that. I'm still just blown away at how affordable these products are. And if you're not using them, you ought to be using them, especially our Balance and our Amazon PowrBlend, which are functional foods, and they are really they need to be the center of attention with your core health, and that's where everything starts. And the weight loss, you know, the Ignite and the other products are great. But they're not the end all be all. They will help you. It's like I say, if you're going to get in a jet plane, or you're going to get in a plane and go from New York to Los Angeles, do you want to be in a jumbo jet or do you want to be in a prop plane? Those products will help you get from point A to point B much quicker than you normally would. But really, everything begins with your core health. And I want to just reiterate that we are a wellness company, and health starts in the gut. And the Amazon PowrBlend and the Balance are the best products in the marketplace. They are the best products that are out there, period.
And for those of you that don't know, those three superfruits that he's been talking about, the Acai, the Camu and the Kupuasu. They are in the Amazon PowrBlend. They are in the Amavita, the super nice antioxidants for your skin. And then they are also in the Balance prebiotic drink, which helps to resupply your gut with friendly bacteria, which we all need.
Hey, one more thing quickly. Alexis was talking about why she didn't take this at night. Kupuasu, although it's not a stimulant, you guys, it does it acts as an adaptogen, similar to ginseng and rhodiola, and I think you guys know what those products are. But they give you a lot of energy without stimulating the central nervous system, and so I take it at night. I don't have a lot of problems with that, but Alexis doesn't take it in the evening, and I believe that that's probably why. That product alone, product alone will give you just a lot of natural energy without the use of the other products that have stimulants in them. So I just wanted to get that out of the way as well.
Okay, I think that.
And I believe we.
I don't know. I've been kind of looking to see if there were any questions. I haven't really seen any. But if you do have questions, please message us. We're here to help. That's our purpose. So thank you so much.
You guys, thanks for tuning in. We're getting a lot of great feedback. We appreciate that. Again, you wonderful leaders, and you know who you are out there. We love you so much. I can't wait to spend more time with you guys, Alexis also, and getting to know this family that is growing on a daily basis on a much more intimate level. Sure appreciate you taking the time out of your day to be on this call. It's recorded, and if you're going to see this later, thank you for doing that. Stay tuned. We'll be back here again next Thursday talking about the Ignite and the Revive products. So make it a fantastic day. Thank you for tuning in, and love you guys. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks.
Thanks.